Kitchen.
All right. So, oh shit! I just dropped my pipe.
Yeah.
Yo, all right. So, just testing shit out here. I'm not even sure if we're on.
I don't
Um,
see it.
somebody holler if you find us.
Oh,
But
yes, I do. I see the red. Yeah, I see it.
so we're on. We're actually displaying
Yeah,
right
it
now.
looks. You see the three squares. Yeah.
What up, y'all? Hey, we're just doing a little live sesh, just working with OBS um, and Zoom. Just trying to figure out how to do
10-second delay.
good quality live sessions. So we're testing audio, video. JB is up there putting a green screen. Uh,
What up, world?
so yeah, we're smoking a little bit of bud as usual, doing what we always do, and just
Fucking.
being productive while we're smoking. You know what I'm saying? Sophisticated ignorance.
It sounds fine.
Yeah. Okay, good. I'm glad it does. So, yeah, so it seems like we got this down. You know what I'm saying? It seems like using OBS with Zoom. I'm running on Windows 10, so it was a little tricky. Had to do some Googling, right? We had to watch a couple YouTube videos ourselves, but we got to figure it out to where OBS is capturing us. I like C Money. You said it was about a 10-second delay,
Yeah.
so that's cool too. But anyway, yeah, here we are. JB's
Oh, I'm
bringing the
not coming.
background.
Okay,
There
my
you
bad. I
go.
was
There you
muted. I'm talking to myself here. What's up, YouTube? We made it,
You
guys.
got your
Took us
green
long
screen.
enough to
Yeah,
get here.
yeah.
Just real quick, what you said, like you did some googling and watched some YouTube. At this point in the world, like if you're not googling and researching literally anything you want to do in your life, you're doing yourself a disservice because there are literally hundreds of hours, thousands of people who've already done it, who searched it, and again, the answer's out
Yeah.
there. So
I don't like
go
when people ask me anything. Like, don't
Google
ask
that
me
shit.
exactly. Don't bother me.
Yes.
Don't
Yes.
ask me some shit, especially about like a place that I'm not sure about.
Mhm.
You know, like, hey, what are Disney's park hours? Motherfucker, Google that shit. Don't just because
Just
I
because
live
you
in
live in
Orlando doesn't
Orlando.
mean I know fucking Disney's park hours.
Some
So
random
it's
person
that kind of
asked
shit.
you what Disney's park
Or
hours
That is
are.
or
mad
or how do
random.
you get to the restaurant that we're meeting at? Bitch,
Oh,
every cell
Google that
phone in the
shit.
world has a GPS on it,
I
right?
don't think I've ever exactly. I don't think I've ever asked
I
anybody
don't
how to
like
get
people
anywhere like
doing
that.
things for me.
Yeah,
Anything.
yeah.
Like I don't.
Mm.
I hate when people do things for me. I don't like being served. I don't like. I can't like
That's
I could never live that butler lifestyle of like Jeeves waiting on me hand and foot. I hate that
yeah.
shit,
I feel
man.
like I was being watched. I
Yeah,
would have a robot butler though. I'd take a robot butler any day.
yeah, because you could hit it. That would be fun.
I was just watching The Office and they had the Michael Scar movie where Dwight was a robot. That was pretty
That's great. Yeah, The Office.
funny.
Have you seen the new Steve Carell show, the Space Force show?
Yes, I'm actually halfway through it, and it's definitely, and we talked about it, I told you last time, it definitely progresses up. It
Yeah,
gets
it gets
better.
better as it goes on.
Give
It
it a
takes a
chance.
couple episodes, but
Yes.
yeah, you got to give it a chance. You got to give anything a chance these days. A 3 episode minimum is what I think is fair for any new show.
Anything, right?
Any new show, yeah. If you don't get 3 episodes in, you can't really judge it. But I think it's fun. Space Force. I think it got mixed reviews, but it's
Mm-hmm.
funny. If you go into it expecting The Office, like if you're expecting Michael Scott in Space Force uniform, you're gonna be
Disappointed
disappointed.
there.
Exactly. I don't
Okay.
even know how we got to that.
Oh, yeah, I was
But
talking
yeah,
about Dwight.
Dwight.
The
Yeah, I was
Office
just
is by
watching
far one of
Office.
my favorite shows.
The Office is all time. If you could only, all right. So if you're a stranded island, right? With like just 3 shows, right?
Shows.
Or like with 3 shows that you got to watch forever.
Okay.
What are these 3 shows? Never
Okay.
mind that there's a TV with Netflix or some kind of power on this island,
Yeah.
but you
Well,
can only watch three
obviously,
shows. Yeah,
yeah, obviously The Office is on there because
Office
it's
is one.
definitely one of my
Okay.
favorite. If we're looking for drama that I could watch over, it could be Breaking Bad. I could watch some Breaking Bad. And then what's something I've watched recently?
Those
I
are
don't know.
two really good picks so far. Cause
Thank you, thank you. And maybe
I think yeah,
Seinfeld just to throw it, just to keep the laughter going, something old school. The third one's
yeah.
a tough pick, though, but
Curb Your
definitely the first two.
Enthusiasm. I like Curb Your
That's not
Enthusiasm.
bad.
It's slept on. It's slept on. I think it's a more adult version of Seinfeld.
Hmm.
It's just crazy, but I can do that or Workaholic, something funny like that.
Okay. See, money. What about you, dude? shows.
Sunny in
24.
Philadelphia.
Sonny was
Oh,
good.
Sunny's good. Yeah. Man,
Um,
there's some good ones out
I think I would just stick with pure comedy because I'm such a dark person. I would do Sunny in Philly. I would do Trailer Park Boys, and because it's been years since I've seen that, and it's just so stupid funny that you just chuckle. Third one, um, shit, man. I would either have to say, nah, Arrested Development sucked after season two. Seinfeld, yeah,
there.
yeah, it's
Seinfeld.
one of my
Yeah,
favorite shows of all
going the
time.
All
old
time.
Jew. Yeah, for me, dude, I think it's always Sunny, hands down. If I gotta pick a comedy, that I can watch 24/7, no matter what, I'd say oh, it's always Sunny. That's definitely one. Breaking Bad's up there if I'm going with the drama, but The Wire was really good too.
Okay.
The Wire was, an excellent show. I'm trying to think of another one that was really good, but Breaking Bad's pretty legit.
I
I
just
see
can't
it
get
on
the
a,
image of Danny DeVito in Sunny in Philadelphia just being like a fucking monster, like eating garbage, like
The Garbage
yeah.
Man, the
the
wrestler.
garbage man. He's such a slob in that show, and it's so perfect. Like I love him. He goes all in. I
It
absolutely
just
love
makes me wonder how they think of shit like that. Did you know they got renewed for another season? It's
Of
always Sunny's
course.
got another season coming out. Ozark's got another season coming out.
Very nice. Can't
Yeah.
wait for that.
Yeah, there are some
Yeah.
shows that are getting canceled that I'm.
Oh, by the way, did you know Danny DeVito is a director? He
I'm sure.
directed Matilda back in the day, like Matilda, the little kid,
It's
the little
smart,
girl.
Okay.
too,
Yeah, I'm not
yeah.
surprised. I mean, a lot of actors
Matilda.
are directors and
I
producers.
know, but I don't know. Dude, that was
That
just
was a
really
good movie.
surprising to me.
Yeah.
I
You know
like
what?
Matilda.
Classic Danny DeVito movie I love is Twins.
Twins,
Yeah.
of course.
Oh my God!
With
You really?
Arnie?
You guys watch that? Every time I
Yes.
talk about this, nobody knows what the hell I'm talking about.
Really?
Twins, that's a
Arnold
classic.
Arnie,
Schwarzenegger.
bro.
Yes.
Yeah, and Danny DeVito,
Arnie.
great movie, dude. That's like me
Yeah,
and
he's a
Aaron,
sling
pretty
bag.
much. Oh, except the body types are reversed. But yeah, uh,
Neither one of you are anywhere near Mr. Olympia.
no, never.
No, but
Never.
you know, I was actually saying the other day, and this is why podcasts are so much fun because it doesn't have to be a main topic. Fucking Arnie, bro.
Arnold.
I mean, say what you will, but move to a foreign country, learn the language,
Sure.
became Mr. Universe multiple times, became an Hollywood actor, married into royalty, became a governor. Like, just,
Right. The
I
Kennedys,
get it. He
yeah.
banged the maid and the,
He needs to run for president.
Dude,
That's
he's
I mean, come on.
face. Like, I mean,
He's got
literally,
more. He's got more political experience than Donald Trump. I mean,
Yeah,
why
that's
not?
true.
right?
That's just-
Yeah, he just didn't take no for an answer, bro. I mean,
Arnold
That's just it.
reminds me of the kind of president that would be like old Caesars and kings. Arnold would throw on a pair of boots and a helmet and be on the front lines with our soldiers fighting these wars, bro.
I say we bring that back. By the way, the president has to have military.
Has to be
experience.
on the ground. Has to be somewhere on the
Isn't
battlefield.
that something like you're the
I bet.
commander in chief of armed forces, but you don't need armed forces experience?
But yeah, you're the leader of our armies and navies, and you have a lick of experience, right? Exactly.
Yeah, but he's not the first one who has.
Sure, but that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. We
It's-
should
it's-
change
It's
that.
a flaw in the system for sure, but it's always
It would
been
be-
there. So
A hard ass like general would be pretty cool, I think. Like,
Yeah, I would trust anything a 5-star general would say about war, military, or any other country.
he's probably not.
Even if
gonna
he's
allow
wrong-
it,
It
though.
depends. You've got these warmonger guys. You got these guys that are just ready to go to war no matter what.
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
It's a
He's
shame.
like, "All right,
it's a
simple-
shame. Sanders never got a real chance. You know.
Simple extraction
dreamer, but-
mission. The guy wants to use a nuke.
Yeah. I'm moving to Kanye's village. Wherever the hell Kanye sets up his little Kanye land, I'm moving.
Yeah,
there,
you're
bro.
Jesus. Jesus.
I'm
walker,
going
bro.
to like Jonestown. Yeah.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
put the
Yeezys,
Yeezys on.
Put the
that dude
Yeezys
just
on,
did a
drink the Kool-Aid.
10-year deal with Gap, so you're about to
Yeah, I
start
heard
seeing.
about that. With the
some-
Gap. And you know they
Mm.
paid him. He got paid for that shit.
I think there's something about the younger generation, like I don't know, they find that attractive,
What,
maybe.
the Jesus shit?
Just maybe
What
not
do you mean?
the Jesus thing, but just the attitude. Like to me, he seems a little off, but you know, everybody thinks he's just being himself. You know,
I think he's getting too. He's becoming
Too ahead of
too
himself, too
Jesus
full of
freak.
himself.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think
Yeah, bro.
yeah, he
Like,
was drinking his own Kool-Aid, so to speak. Yeah.
I don't know. I still miss College Dropout, man. I
again, bro.
still
Yeah,
Try
listen to
living.
that
yeah.
record.
Even
Try
Twisted
living in
Dark
that house,
Fantasy was a great album.
Mm.
But that was, in my opinion, his last. I mean, 808 and Heartbreaks was pretty good too. But
Yeah.
that was
a
like
good
the
one.
edge. He was teetering on the edge on that one. With all the auto tune, and then
Mhm.
he full just went. Fuck it, I'm
bro.
gonna.
It's
I'm a rock. I'm
those
David
chicks.
Bowie now. Yeah.
It's living with those chicks, bro. You
The
can't live.
Kardashians have ruined
Kardashian.
many
There,
a black man, my friend.
I'll never forget this one like Instagram video I saw of Kylie's best friend. It wasn't even Kylie. It was her best friend just doing this. She went, "My best friend's rich," and just like started parading
Wait,
through
wait,
like
Kylie Jenner is this? So there's all
yeah.
of them
So
are
it's
Kardashian. No, Kendall and Kylie are Jenners, right? And
I
the rest are Kardashians.
I just know they're all one.
They're all in the same
Yeah.
clan there.
I think they all live like in the same place. Like, I'm pretty sure they all live
I
in
mean,
like
people
this
hate,
giant
but each one of you guys would probably slap your
compound.
mom in the face to sleep with.
Well, the
but
point I'm
clothing.
making is that
Just
their
like-
lives are so ridiculous. Imagine being so bored that you take to Instagram and literally say to the camera, it's not your money. You're not rich.
I
Your
don't
best
want no
friend
scrub.
Well, that's
is
that
rich.
girl, I mean,
It's-
that's not,
It's pathetic. It's pathetic. Like you could say anything to that girl. So what do you think about space? I never really thought of it. Like just. Please,
Ah,
dude.
man.
And you
That's
know what? I
funny.
can't hate too much on Kim. At least she's out there trying to get people up out of jail and fighting for, what is it called? Justice reform. That's like,
Yeah.
and she's about the only person that just decided they were going to become a lawyer. And
Hey, listen, there was a WNBA chick, like the number one player. I suck for not remember her name, but she quit the WNBA to try to get people out of jail. So, I mean, yeah, big ups to her, but there are a lot of other people giving up a lot.
I'm sure.
to-
I mean,
yeah,
the
there you go.
WNBA, you don't even know their
No.
name.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
okay,
a shame on you,
yeah.
JB. How you gonna reference somebody and you don't even have the respect to
If
know?
she's here,
Jamie,
maybe no. I'm
further-
sorry. Because
You're such a sexist, bro.
Further proving how
Misogynist
unimportant the
and
WNBA
a
is.
sexist.
one's a joke, one's a sport, one's a joke. I like sports,
They
I like jokes.
Would
Do
you
I-
guys, what if they said NBA is kaput, but we'll bring back the WNBA? Would you guys
I've
watch?
been to WNBA
Never
games in
watched
San
the
Antonio.
WNBA
I've
game.
watched them, bro. It's sports. I love sports. I would literally watch golf, tennis, cricket, beanbag
No.
tossing just for the sake of watching the sport. I have no problem with WNBA.
I watched cornhole tournament on ESPN.
There you
not
go.
too long
Oh,
ago,
yeah.
but that was just because there was literally nothing else. I mean, nothing else. And then I thought to myself, why aren't we like a professional cornhole team? I think the Podheads should
Right.
try and get sponsored as a professional
Hmm.
cornhole team.
Are
I would
you
like to
getting
be a
good at cornhole?
Of course, I'm good at cornhole.
Okay, of
Who
course.
isn't? Is anybody not good at fucking cornhole? I'm just saying.
There
I would
has
like to be a
techniques to
professional
it.
athlete at like really shit sports like that. There's a ton of them, bro, and they get coverage. They're usually on the Ocho, but now that coronavirus is going on,
A little
they're
bit more
they're getting
on the
serious TV
forefront.
time. I want to see what other like just random, really minute foreign sports there are, and then I want to start getting like good at them.
Okay.
You know,
Early, I mean,
You
if
make
you look
some
at
money.
Huh?
Professional
you make some money,
hopscotch?
get some sponsors. You know.
Yeah, you said make some money, make it definitely a living. The U.S. curling team looks like a bunch of dad bods. You understand?
How
Just
dare
swooping
you
in-
wear spandex
Hey, listen,
on that ice?
I got. That's funny. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
if
no,
they can do it, we can do it.
No, that's true. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Mhm.
It seems like a pretty easy sport. Somewhere there's a curler that is probably gonna stumble on this and fucking.
Oh, they're choking on their coffee right now. You're like, easy, you piece of shit. No, it's not easy because then we would all be doing it. And
No,
it's
I
another-
wouldn't be doing it either way.
What? Are you kidding me?
I
Have you ever
never
curled?
knew it was a
It'd be
sport.
So much
Okay,
fun.
think about this. And if you hadn't watched the Olympics in your
Would
life,
I have known?
okay,
Right.
and I said describe, and I described this to you, or asked you to describe.
Throw
a ra-
Right. Explain it to me. I don't know anything about curling.
Okay,
Explain
all right.
curling
So
to
here we're
me.
gonna here's curling and like in its most natural sense. All right, you don't know what this is. We're out on a frozen lake, okay, and there's a big target in the middle of this lake, okay, and you have to take this big
That
stone.
right there. As soon as you say,
thing.
okay, the sport requires us to go out in the middle of a frozen lake, I'd be like, I'm out. I'm like, why the fuck do we need to go all the way
Why
the
would
fuck
not-
out there?
You have
Like,
to push a stone, slide a stone across this lake while someone behind a broom.
I'll be there in
Behind
2
it-
hours. I'll meet you
Traditionally,
there.
that's what it was, right? In the middle of a lake.
It had to be, right? Like,
the
who
middle of
invented?
winter.
I want to know where curling was invented.
It had to have been Canada or some sort of Scandinavian country.
Has to be, right?
And bro, anything's a sport, right? You toss a rock, skipping rocks. I remember the Podheads skipping rocks in Colorado. Shit,
Yeah, that was fun.
that was fun.
Scotland in the 16th century. Holy crap! Wow. Curling equipment goes as far back as 1511.
Were they always
That's
brooms?
That's like older than golf, no? Say what?
Yeah, that's a good point. Golf is really old too. 1300s probably.
It's a lot easier than golf. It makes sense.
Wow.
Pretty primitive game
Golf
that they came up
is
with.
hard, dude.
Stones with
Yeah, it is.
handles were introduced as early as 1600. That's incredible. That's just. I mean,
Why?
who would? Some Scottish guy on the Olympic committee was like, guys, I got a good sport.
I got it.
mean, didn't they like take judo out or wrestling or something like that out of the Olympics a few years ago?
I heard about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's coming
Like
back.
curling is a
Karate or
sport?
something's coming back.
Come on,
Mm.
arm wrestling should be in the Olympics if that's the case.
Russian
Sure, I understand.
slap
Right?
fighting.
By the way, how
Have you
good
seen
was
it?
Over the Top? Have you seen Over the Top?
Over the top.
Oh,
Sounds familiar.
next drug screening, I'm gonna do Over the Top, starring
Over the
Sylvester
Top.
Stallone. It's a movie where the guy has to arm wrestle his way
Right. Yeah, I remember that
rescuing
movie.
his son.
Dude, he's so jacked in that movie.
So he has to like compete in arm wrestling.
Yeah.
all across the nation. Yeah, well, maybe not across the
save
nation,
his
but
son?
yes.
And
to
the
save-
action of the movie is the arm wrestling.
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
Life or death stakes on arm wrestling matches, bro.
Just a
I've
super
seen-
steroided, shredded Stallone arm. It's unbelievable, dude.
I've
There's a
seen
trick, yeah.
videos
Trick.
of dudes breaking their arm wrestling, like just
Yeah.
snapping the
Yeah.
two bones in. It's
Oh.
the worst sound ever. Like,
JB,
it
you arm
sounds-
wrestled a female wrestler at one of the
And
GCW events. Remember?
and I got my ass kicked. This is what happened.
What was
They
her
got
name? I can't. Jenna, right?
Jenna Van Muscles, right?
Jenna Van Muscles. Shout
Yeah,
out
when
to
I see her
That's cool.
again, I'm getting a rematch
Taking her
because
back.
I wasn't ready. I mean, she's a professional wrestler.
You
I
challenged
could,
her and you weren't ready.
wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I definitely underestimated. That was my mistake. Never underestimate your opponents.
Yeah, just more proof that you hate women, JB.
I was gonna say, especially if you're sexist, don't underestimate your.
Oh man, I wasn't. Was it a sexist? I thought I really could do it.
It
I
would
mean,
definitely
was strong,
be
but I thought I
weird.
could do it.
Like, would you be able to date a girl that was like was always constantly putting you into like arm bars and shit? Like, I don't think I
For
could
fun?
do it. Yeah, no, I don't think I could do it. Like, if she was like borderline like
Picking on
abusing you, like I'm cool knowing that she's like a black belt. That's hot as hell to me. But if she's like
I see what you mean.
bullying guy
bully.
friend you're growing up with, she's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
hey, you pussy, blah, I'll be like, no, like you can't do this. Be like, I know you can, but you're not allowed to do this anymore. Like, we can't be together.
Yeah, I couldn't be with a bully who's just pushing me.
Getting
around.
into triangles and shit all the
But then
time.
what if
just
she
to
wouldn't
fuck
let you
with-
leave her? Because you tried to, and then she started like hemming you up when you tried to get out the door.
Giving you gut shots. Where you going?
Yeah.
Go. Where you going?
Yeah, you'd have to get a restraining order on her. Then the people at the court would laugh at you. Yeah, dude.
It would
It'd
be
a whole thing.
demeaning.
I'd just stick with her. I'd just be one of those
Yeah.
husbands.
You just have
with
to
the
start
black
learning
eyes.
wrestling and
It's
shit. And
my
just
fault.
take it to her. Some Muay Thai, maybe. Just put her in her place.
Yeah.
Quick flying knee in the face.
Speaking of Muay Thai, yeah, why don't they teach cops Muay Thai? I think if police were required to do, BJJ or something, maybe they wouldn't be
think-
Well, they
quick
should have to
use
do
their guns.
jujitsu for sure. That's what that Jockin said.
Take the
Definitely.
guns away. If you're gonna ban guns, right? If for all those people whose idea that banning guns is the thing. Then take everyone's guns. Take the cop guns too, and
There's
then
a
let it go back
fucking
to old kung fu days. Whoever could kick the most ass wins, right?
horseback archery. So like
Archery,
you
bro.
don't get to use a gun. Horseback archery, motherfucker. That's
Yeah.
insane. From down the fucking.
That's
from-
why the Indians
Too
lasted. The
many
American
skills to
Indians
learn.
lasted so long. I mean, the conquistadors are, the damn fucking motherfuckers came across and had guns. They could have literally just wiped through the Indians, but they were so good at
Yeah, with
horseback
flintlock and-
horseback archery that they were just
Bro, they could shoot.
Yeah.
They could hold an arrow in between each finger and shoot 4
It's that right.
arrows.
Dude,
at the same time.
I was reading about General Custer's last stand. A few, Battle of Little Bighorn, I think is called, a few weeks ago, and just crazy, just reading about the detail, the mistakes made, and how these natives, fucked them up, like just ran through, and could you
Underestimated them.
imagine just like being on your knees, and then this guy on a horse is coming at you with a fucking tomahawk. or like right, you just get shot in the face with an arrow, and you're living through that.
Yeah.
Sheer terror, bro. War back in those times, just a nightmare.
They were such savages,
me
the
quick,
Comanches
yeah.
especially. The Comanches were so good at horseback that not only were they able to shoot 4 arrows on horseback, bro, they were able to imagine how much strength, core and leg strength it takes. They could squeeze the horse, go down on its side, and shoot underneath the horse's head. So they'd be totally sideways underneath the horse's head, shooting like that too. So cowboys, they had to hire special militia that to take care of them, because until we just developed the revolver, we stood no chance. We had to invent the revolver, and when we did, then we started turning tides. Because you have arrows, we have 6 shooters. Wow. So if we never invented that, Yep, that was it. We could not, because we had to get off the horse, aim, musket, shoot, reload. That could.
And even still, I mean, if you talk about like the expansion to the west, right? Or what was it called that we decided?
Manifest Destiny, baby.
Destiny, where we just decided. God said we should
Our
have your land. This is ours. God said dibs.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take your shit, right? Get out. And they still couldn't even really accomplish that without coming to many like treaties with a lot of different tribes, and like a lot of these tribes were warring amongst each other. So if all of them had, I mean, there was thousands of them, had all worked together to fight the white man, whatever you want to call it. And history as we know it might be a little different. I can't really complain about history. History fascinates me, but I don't talk about winners, losers, or what's fair, what's not, because I believe in the whole butterfly effect. Life wouldn't be as we know it had our, ages ago we didn't wipe out the natives, and it's sad and it's terrible, and I believe that those people definitely deserve, what they whatever recompense or whatever they get for that. But still,
they get casinos.
They deserve their casinos and their private land and their
yeah, it's terrible, bro. It's amazing how when you just have an edge in technology, you call the shots, and that's still the case today. It's a little scary that we don't really know what these powerful countries, China and all them have. Russia, maybe not. They have the GP of a small country, but China, bro, who knows what kind of weapons they got under wraps? I mean,
there's all kinds of secret squirrel shit going on as we speak, like that we won't hear about, for years from now.
For decades, probably. Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, if you think about that Zero Dark 30 shit, that op that got Osama bin Laden, right? We would have never heard about that, at least when we did, had it not been for them crashing that fucking helicopter. And I know we're going so many different subjects here. We just talk about cowboys and Indians. But, I mean, if you think about that, the secrets, right, we wouldn't know anything about that, or at least what we heard about it, if they didn't crash that super special, that new prototype helicopter that they crashed out there. Otherwise, they would have been in and out. Nobody would have known that they were even there.
Did you guys know, since we're on like all this type of stuff, speaking of going all over the place, did you guys know that the day on September 10th, 2001, Donald Rumsfeld publicly said that there was over $1 trillion missing from, I forgot what budget, it was some kind
That
of a
budget or
military
some shit.
budget. So the next day, we all know what the fuck happened. And the place in the Pentagon, because we all know the Pentagon got, quote, hit, uh, that spot was where the records were kept of where that money was
They're gonna
being
drive
spent.
that
That is
motherfucker
true.
right into the computer that
They
was holding all that proof.
So let
well, they
that, I
crashed
never
into
knew that.
Navy. They crashed into Navy SEAL headquarters, and that whole area had a lot of secure shit in there. So, I mean, not just Navy SEAL shit. There was CIA shit and all kinds of shit in there.
No, I
But
never knew that.
I
never
tell
knew
you
the
what, man,
Secretary of Defense went on TV and said, "Yeah, so
But this is
$1 trillion
not just
is
him. I
missing."
mean, that's been something that has been talked about for years before and to this day. There's this black budget where tons of fucking money, trillions of dollars, are unaccounted for. And they justify that by saying, well, this is intelligence. This is shit that needs to remain top
Need to
secret.
know, top
So
secret.
as many senators pull up and say, hey, we want you to talk about that, it never really happens because we have to maintain
I plead the
some
fifth.
kind of clandestine, forces, right?
Well, what do you guys make of all the stuff with the alien video? I mean, it's so funny with Corona that literally just went
Just
right
like,
under the rug. The Pentagon
The
said, "Yeah,
Pentagon admitted that
We
this
don't-
is an unidentified flying object. I mean, it's an unidentified flying object. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a UFO. But yeah, no, dude, it means it's a UFO. The pilot said it's a UFO. The Pentagon's like, yeah, you gotta believe him. That video is pretty damn telling.
Okay,
Frank
but
is-
just
Frank the
because a
Tank is
UFO
our-
doesn't mean. Here's the thing: is
Frank the Tank is our skeptic we need,
I
but he
am
has
a
yet to
skeptic.
watch Commander
Look.
Fravor. Until he watches that interview, I can't. He has to watch that. Bob
Look.
Lazar, I get. He could be a quack.
If
could
he's
be.
a liar, then good on him because he's a really good liar.
Yeah, this
But
dude is a
he's
straight
trustworthy,
military
dude.
guy.
He's what, just
all
a
I'm
trustworthy.
saying, let me just say this. Look.
You're 5-star general. You would believe it. I'm just saying, you know.
All
Give
I'm
me- give
saying,
me
all
the
I'm
most
trying, all I'm
important-
trying to say is that these motherfuckers, you never know what it is. A UFO, like you said, unidentified flying object. That doesn't mean it's out of this world. You guys were just talking about China and Russia and all these
Okay.
other countries. Just like
Well,
we got
yeah.
black budgets, they got black budgets. The shit that our military is using today, which we think is pretty fancy and pretty sophisticated, is fucking decades old technology. Our best and baddest jets is like technology developed in like the 80s and the 70s.
Worse than
Yeah,
that,
the
bro.
guns that we use is technology developed in the fucking 50s. You know what I mean? So the secret shit, the laser guns and all this crazy shit is all the shit we don't know about that motherfuckers are testing and using in secret. For all we know, another country could have been using some crazy fucking
alien.
Well, for
Some
80,
some crazy aircraft that they
For 80
invented. They tried to
years.
use to spy on us. We saw them. We've unable to identify the shit. It's a UFO.
for
That
80
doesn't necessarily
years
mean
almost
it's a
now.
spacecraft.
World War II will be 100 years in 20 years. So for 80 years, again, the Nazis were working on UFO looking things. So for 80 years, this and prior to probably, this thought of a unidentified thing, blah blah, has always been in history. That's what's so strange. But if it is
But
China,
after all that time, nothing. Still
But-
no solid proof.
if it is China, that to me is like, how the fuck, like, so they figured out how to do this anti-gravity propulsion shit. All the physicists are saying that's what that thing is, if this is real, but like,
People
means
are
they own
working
the
on
world,
that
bro.
stuff.
Alright,
People
look.
work on that stuff every day.
They're in
I'm
charge if
giving
they
you,
figure that
I'm
out.
giving it to you, Frank the Tech. I hear what you're saying, and I'm just saying, yeah, you're right. There are people who are spending day in, day out in their lives trying to develop this.
Well,
kind of
sure.
technology.
That's why it could be from another planet too. That's another civilization, because we've been wiped out plenty of times throughout our existence through catastrophes and Armageddons. There could be a planet that just never got knocked the fuck out, and civilization just never got interrupted, and they just
dark
thrived,
ages,
and they're badasses, man. I love it. I don't know, man.
I think we can handle it. I think the human race can handle the truth. If there is, we can handle it. If the
Yeah.
polls, I don't know what the polls or the census say, but it's the religious people around the world. I think it's at least in America has tipped. More people are non-believers than they are believers in America. Okay. And I say that because it's mostly the non believers who listen to these kinds of things. So, like science and fucking health and all that stuff, right? You
Okay.
smile. I'm being
No,
very
I get
broad
it. I
strokes
get
here.
it. I
Okay? I'm
get it. I
being
get it.
very
Yeah.
broad strokes. Okay. But my point is still the same. I think we're in a point in our time, in our civilization, where as a species, we can handle, we are not alone. And maybe it's because I've been watching Star Trek a lot lately, but we can handle this shit,
Okay,
bro.
and that's my thing. I agree with you, which is why again I'm like, if it was out there, we would know. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not saying that I believe one or the other. I'm just trying to, uh, I have to have that voice that checks my thought process. Always,
I hear,
and you can
I hear.
call it the devil's advocate, but I have to be able to check my thoughts so I don't fucking just float off into these conspiracy theories, right? I told you guys, Above Majestic, if you haven't seen it, it's on Hulu. It's a really crazy documentary. Ignore the lizard people shit. I don't believe that there are lizard people on this earth or under this earth or anything like that. But
Old
they talk
people.
about a lot of conspiracy stuff. They mention Bob Lazar. They mention the UFO sightings and things like that. And the way they connect it is very convincing. Um, I'm
The
telling you,
same.
yeah. If you
The
didn't
same.
believe it before you watch this documentary, you will definitely come
Oh man,
back.
see, you
Yeah.
just setting me up, bro. Because I'm just gonna keep talking shit and shit
Well,
and
see,
shit
the
like this.
lizard thing is weird, right? Because I don't necessarily believe there's lizard people like Skyrim walking around among us. But what's weird is we have a pineal gland, and only reptiles have a pineal gland. Why do humans have that then? Why? What? That's a fact. Why the fuck do we have a pineal gland if reptiles have one too? That's where I go, and that's a third eye. It has a retina. It's an eye. So I don't, what? Help me out there.
I mean, there's a lot of other organs and parts that we also share with certain animals that other animals don't have.
Well, they say that's where, and now
Elbow,
you're talking into
appendix.
dreams and DMT and all that, the retina, the third eye. That's like a whole nother, like that's why it's so fascinating, man. I feel
Somebody
like
just wants it to be real so bad,
I
bro.
want it to be real that we're so much
I
more
want to believe.
Than just this.
no
Sure.
than this, and we're so much more interstellar than we realize. We're so much more in touch with the
Okay,
cosmos. Because
sure.
again, we were saying yesterday,
We're
we're
not just a blue
stardust.
marble
Sure.
Yeah,
random.
we're literally
Yeah,
made
by
of
ourselves.
stars. I mean, it's our, and I saw Lawrence Krauss said it best. He goes, the atoms in your left hand and the atoms in your right hand could literally be from different parts of the universe. I mean,
Yeah. It's tough to imagine. It's tough to imagine. I think that's the problem. I've always said, like, if we could see the stars, like if light pollution and
yes.
smog and all that shit was not a real thing, and human beings on a nightly basis were able to just look up,
Oh yeah.
we would be a whole different type of
Yeah,
person.
you would
Because
see
that
so
does
many more
something to you.
scientists.
Sure.
It does something to you. It does
If you
something
could
to
see
me.
the Milky Way every single night, there would be so many more scientists.
Like you just want to be part of it, like understand or go up there or look or feel. Or
Yeah,
I
I
get
see
it,
three
I get it.
stars, bro, at
You
night,
know,
and I'm
it's
like, oh my
it's
god.
it's
Like,
something
I
to be
see the
said
moon.
about that and like space pollution. Because nowadays, the more shit that we're throwing up there, the more it's actually
It get
clouding
worse.
things up. I'll be honest with you. On a clear night, there was a night not too long ago where the news, I got this update that said, oh, these planets are going to be visible, so forth and so on. So I'm looking up, and we're apparently at a place in the sky where we're like as fucking far out as we're gonna be. We could see a lot of cool stuff. So I'm looking, and as I see the other planets and really bright stars, I also see what's like moving. And I see multiple moving objects all in the same
Mm-hmm.
line, just traveling like at the exact same distance from
Mm-hmm.
one another. And of
Yeah,
course,
some satellites.
UFO guy might say, "Oh shit," but then
They get thrown out.
but I read that they did Tesla released the 5G satellites that day.
Right.
So what I'm looking at is literally these
Is
satellites that
satellites.
were up there being released. All it's fascinating, but at the same time, just as bad as it is to look out of your window and see technology interfering with nature and fucking up your view. That's gonna be the space very soon, if not
It already
already.
is. Google that. Google space trash or
Oh my
space
god,
debris, and you will find a picture of the globe, and a
it's
little
gross.
NASA keeps count of every object bigger than a baseball. and it's literally a shell around the goddamn planet.
It's like another
It looks
atmosphere
trashy.
and
It looks
shit.
like an
It's a
atmosphere.
trash.
And NASA has to account for every single of those motherfuckers so that when we send astronauts up there, they don't get dead.
Yeah, they.
Yeah,
I've heard
right.
that we could eventually encase ourselves in
Ourselves might
space.
be
Yeah.
stuck.
We're gonna have to build
We're
a
gonna have to go up
giant.
and net that bitch up, bro.
Yeah, exactly. A giant
It's a-
space vacuum and fucking.
I mean,
Remember? Hold on, remember that movie,
Would that work? Space is a
Spaceballs?
vacuum. Yeah.
of course.
Oh,
Yes.
That's a
Rick.
great movie,
What was his name?
Rick Moranis. Yeah.
He's coming back. Did you
From
know that?
Honey, I
He's
Shrunk the
making-
Kids. Those were
Yeah.
great movies.
I didn't know he gave it up to take care of
Yeah.
his wife. I believe his wife
Really?
was dying of something and take care of his family. He gave it all up just to do that because he's just
Like,
that kind of guy.
Legit gave it up. I mean, what was that?
No, he was
30 years
famous.
ago.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Disney
that
had a
movie.
ride, bro.
He
That's
had
how
a
famous
ride?
he
Yes,
was.
they
He was
did. Remember the
famous.
park? Yeah, they had like a
Yeah.
whole park with giant grass and
Yeah.
shit. That was
He
cool.
was huge, and his wife got sick, so he left it for all that.
Easier to do when you're already a millionaire.
That's also true.
One
That's
movie
also
in, I'm not
true.
sure if that's such an easy decision.
But he was
right?
so popular, it's a lot easier to say.
It's
Oh, I
yeah.
remember
yeah.
Bananas Have Potassium from that movie because the kid passed out and the other little nerdy kid, the kid was diabetic or something happened. I forgot what it was. I don't fucking know, but I just remember that because the kid was like, potassium, bananas, oh my god. And that stuck with me. So there you go.
Yeah, that
movies are
movie,
great.
to
I
this day,
haven't
I
seen them.
appreciate.
in forever. You don't even see them like pop up on Netflix or
Ah,
Hulu.
he is-
Holy shit,
yeah.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I gotta
Yeah.
find that for the kids. That's a
Yeah.
great movie.
That movie, by the way, like even today, you appreciate the animatronics and you appreciate like the gimmicks and the lighting and the visual aspects because they made it really look like these motherfuckers were this small.
It's
They
just
showed
really
you.
awesome.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
If you went to Nickelodeon Studios in Universal, they showed you the bee scene, and they had my brother and my sister actually did it. I wonder if we still have those pictures. And you could actually hold on and grab the big fake bee, and you had to like pretend and their
Yeah.
green screen was there. It was cool. They showed you how they did shit. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely nuts. Well,
That's
guys,
crazy,
I think
though,
this is a pretty
Good
successful
test.
test.
Yeah.
I think
Thank you
we're-
for whoever's
yeah.
watching out there. Appreciate it.
Haven't
We're
been
gonna
able to
come
keep-
back
We're gonna
with
have
some
to find a way to keep track so we can chat with people, shit like that. So we're working on it, but yeah. So we're gonna keep
Yeah.
trying to do this more often. My bad, JB.
No, you're good. That's exactly what I was gonna say. We're gonna do this hopefully every night, but as often as we can, for sure. Get you guys out there to let us, find out who we are, and let us know what you guys want us to talk about. We'll talk about it. Talk shit.
Bunch of random shit.
Yeah. Basically,
Cool.
we smoke every night, and if we were all in the same town, we would be
doing
smoking
this.
together. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So we're doing it. This is what we do anyway. So we figured, hey, let's go live, and anybody else that wants to smoke and get in the cipher with us and bullshit.
Yeah. So till next time, y'all.
All right, y'all.
Yay.
We'll holler.
Yeah. Peace out.
How do I do this?